is how you can build the strongest Lupa in Wuthering Waves. Alright, let's start by simplifying her kit. Basic attack, 4-hit combo that does fusion damage. After basic attack 3, when you see this white smoke around her, if you time it correctly, you can press the basic attack button to do a mid-air attack. Heavy attack, consume stamina to do fusion damage. Enhance heavy attack 1. When you have 50-40 stacks, you can do a heavy attack to consume 50-40 stacks and to do more fusion damage. You also gain 1 enhanced 40 stack from this. Enhance heavy attack 2. So when you have 50-40 stacks and 1 enhanced 40 stack, you can do a heavy attack to consume stamina and do even more fusion damage. You also gain 1 enhanced 40 stack from this. You can do this attack after her enhanced heavy attack 1 or a mid-air attack just by doing a basic attack. Mid-air attack, 3-hit combo that does fusion damage. Enhanced mid-air attack. So when you have more than 50-40 stacks, her third mid-air attack gets enhanced. It will consume 50-40 stacks and do more fusion damage, considered as heavy attack damage. You gain 1 enhanced 40 stack from this. Plunging attack, you hold your basic attack button while you're in mid-air to do a plunging attack, dealing fusion damage. After the plunging attack, you can do a basic attack to do her stall fall attack. If you dodge while doing her mid-air attack 3, the enhanced 1-2, you can do a basic attack to do her plunging attack. Dodge counter, as always, you dodge, attack, deal fusion damage. Skill. So her skill has 2 parts. When you first press it, she deals fusion damage, restores 15-40 stacks and marks the enemy for 8 seconds. The mark has a super long range, you just have to lock on to the enemy. For the second part of her skill, you press her skill button, she jumps into the air towards the enemy, again a long range. For her second skill attack, she deals fusion damage and restores 15-40 stacks, and it does 50% more damage to the marked enemy. If you don't press her skill button in time, so the 8 seconds, the game also tells you. Or if you switch off her after her first skill, it will go on cooldown. Ultimate, it does an initial hit of fusion damage, consumes all of your enhanced 40 stacks, and gives you 100 normal 40 stacks. You can then use up all of your normal 40 stacks by doing a basic attack or using her skill, which will do fusion damage, and her basic attacks restore 500% more normal 40 stacks. But you can't use her skills anymore. You know you have this buff when you see this burning wolf next to her. Just like the showkeeper, you get 3 free dodges if you get hit to fix your skill issues. You know how many dodges you have left by this symbol on your Forte. Her ultimate also buffs the whole team. It gives everyone a 6% attack bonus and 10% fusion damage bonus when they attack the 4-cost echo enemies. But if you have 3 fusion characters in your team, then yeah, you get a 20% fusion damage bonus instead of 10%. Whenever a character on your team uses their intro, the team gets an extra 6% attack up to 3 times. So yep, 18% attack for free. If you get the 18% attack bonus, then Lupa's intro will get enhanced. It's a nuke, just like the showkeeper's intro. For every intro, one of the eyes on your screen glows, and once you've used all 2 of your character's intros and both of the eyes on your screen are glowing, then you can swap to Lupa to use her enhanced intro. Forte, Lupa has 2 Forte bars. One is the normal one, so these dots here, and then the second one is the enhanced one, so these 2 here. Let's start with the normal one first. Lupa can have up to 100 normal 40 stacks. How do you get normal 40 stacks? You can get 40 stacks from her basic attacks when they hit the enemy, her skill, and you get 100 from her ultimate. As for the enhanced 40 stacks, she can have up to 2 of them. Just like Qiuyuan, the more 40 stacks that you have, the more her clothes burn. Her tail glows and she gets these wolf ears. Her enhanced 40 stacks don't stay there forever. When you gain them, you have 10 seconds to use them before they disappear. The symbol above her Forte tells you when it will disappear. You can reset the 10-second timer by getting another enhanced 40 stack. But if you don't use them within 10 seconds, then yeah, they turn into 50 normal 40 stacks. How do you get enhanced 40 stacks? You can get enhanced 40 stacks from her 2 enhanced heavy attacks and her enhanced mid-air attack 3. How do you use her enhanced 40 stacks? When you have 2 enhanced 40 stacks, her skill will glow and change. You can then use her enhanced 40 skill, consume all of her enhanced 40 stacks to do more fusion damage. You can use this in and outside of her ultimate, but I would recommend using it in her ultimate since it does more damage there. Why do you want to use her enhanced 40 skill? Well, after you use it, Lupa will stay on field for 8 seconds, and in that time, whenever a character on your team uses their ultimate, Lupa will do fusion damage too. Her Forte also increases her attack by 12%. For 8 seconds, whenever you use her enhanced skill, enhanced heavy attacks, ultimate, and her Forte's enhanced skill. Intro, attack the target and deal fusion damage. You can do a basic attack right after to do her mid-air attack 3. She also has an enhanced intro when you get the max 18% attack from her ultimate. So all eyes glowing, where she will remove all of the buffs that she gave to your team and will instead do a lot of fusion damage. It's like the showkeeper's enhanced intro. Outro, the next character that you switch to will get a 20% fusion damage amp and 25% basic attack damage amp for 14 seconds or until they're switched out. So how do you activate a character's intro or outro? Well, if you look down here, each character has another bar called the conservo bar. They don't share it. Everyone gets their own conservo bar and the value stays the same. When you change characters, you can fill up the conservo bar by hitting enemies with different attacks. So each attack gives you a different amount of conservo energy, which you can always see down here in the skill details. So yeah, ultimate gives 20, skill 15. You can always check it down here. And once you fill up the conservo bar all the way, all of your characters on the right will glow. And once you switch your character, the character who's leaving the field will activate their outro and the character intro entering the field will activate her intro. Let's get to her inherent skills. Inherent skill number 1. So after dashing for 2.5 seconds, she will enter her sprint state and her next basic attack will get enhanced and to do more damage. The second part gives her interruption resistance when you use her enhanced heavy attacks and her enhanced melee attack 3. Inherent skill number 2. Okay, I think this is the longest one in the game. If you defeat an enemy that you marked with her skill, then her skill's cooldown will get reset. Second part gives her ultimate another buff, so the attacks of your team will ignore 3% of the enemy's fusion res, and for every fusion character in your team, you get another 3%. So yep, up to 9% when you have 3 fusion characters, and then you'll get another 6% fusion resistance. Ignore. Looking at all of her buffs, she really wants to be in a team with fusion characters. So what buffs does she give? Well, her outro gives a 20% fusion damage amp and 25% basic attack damage amp, and then you get another 10 to 20% fusion damage bonus based on the number of fusion characters in your team. You also get a 3%, 6% or 15% fusion res ignore from her ultimate, depending on how many fusion characters you have on your team. If you're confused right now, then don't worry, you will understand her better once we get to her rotations. So when it comes to her skill priority, her ultimate is the most important one, and then we have her intro because of her new cure, her Forte, basic attack and skill. So these 3 are the most important. When it comes to her weapons, her signature is her best in slot weapon. It's made for her. I mean 48% crit damage, high attack, and another 12% attack here. It also increases her ultimate's damage by 24% for 6 seconds after you use her intro or her ultimate. You can also extend this by 4 seconds by doing heavy attack damage. So yeah, 10 seconds in total, and it also gives your whole team a 24% fusion damage bonus for 30 seconds. So yeah, your boy will give this weapon to Chihuahua, and it's a great weapon if you have a full fusion team. Next we have Jinhsi signature weapon, good high attack, 12% fusion damage bonus, and 24% crit rate here is awesome, but there's barely any difference between Jinhsi's and Qiuyuan's weapon. They're pretty close when it comes to damage. And then we have the good old standard 5-star Broadblade. Yep, this thing is actually good on her. It gives her the energy that she needs, and the ultimate damage bonus is awesome too, since that's most of her damage. The Battle Pass weapon is pretty good for her too, if you have that R5. And then we have the best free-to-play Broadblade, the Winding Weight Shift. We need damage, this thing is good. Next, the Helios Cleaver. It's good if you don't have anything else. And if you're new, then we have the Broadblade of the Night. This is a damage comparison between all of her weapons. Her signature is good if you have a full fusion team, but yeah, if not, then just give her any 5-star Broadblade that you have. When it comes to her best echo set, she has 2 options, the old fusion set with the 40% fusion damage bonus, or the new fusion set which gives her whole team a fusion damage bonus and herself ultimate damage bonus, which is again most of her damage. I would highly recommend giving her the new fusion set since she's more of a buffer than a DPS. When it comes to the forecast for her old set, yep, we have the good old Nightmare Inferno Rider with the extra 12% fusion damage bonus. As for the new set, yep, the new Lion Echo. This thing is made for her, fusion damage bonus and ultimate damage bonus. When it comes to the Echo main stats, so you want crit damage and crit rate on your forecast, double fusion or fusion plus attack on a 3 cost. Fusion plus attack is a tiny bit better, but just use the one with better substats, it doesn't matter. As for the 1 cost, so yup, double attack. When it comes to substats, you want 120% plus ER, crits, crit damage and crit rate, attack percent and flat attack, and then finally ultimate damage bonus. When it comes to recommended stats, you want 2000 attack, 70% crit rate, 250% crit damage, 120% plus ER, and 30% ultimate damage bonus. When it comes to teams, well, it's no surprise that she wants to be in a full fusion team. I mean, she buffs fusion damage and gives you more buffs if the whole team is fusion. Alright, let's start with her best team first. Changli as the DPS, Lupa the buffer and sub DPS, and then finally my boy Brant the healer with the hands. So this team is perfect because you start with Lupa first, whose outro buffs basic attack damage, which Brant needs, and then Brant's outro buffs skill damage, which Changli needs, and then Changli's outro buffs ultimate damage, which Lupa needs. So yeah, there's a loop here, as you can see, they all buff each other, so we can't really replace Lupa since this is her video. So let's start with the DPS first. Changli, you can use Encore or Chisa instead, but if you don't have any other fusion character, then yeah, I guess more if you can work too. As for the healer, if you don't have Brant, then yeah, any healer works, like Baiju, Verena, or a Shorekeeper, the best non-fusion buffer. Let's get to her sequences. So S1, ultimate gives 10 Consoro and increases her crit rate by 20% for 10 seconds. She also can't be interrupted when you cast her enhanced forage skills in her ultimate. S2, these attacks give your entire team a fusion damage bonus up to 2 times. So yep, 40% fusion damage bonus for 30 seconds. S3, her enhanced intro, the nuke's damage multiplier is increased by 100%. Her ultimate's buff doesn't need 3 fusion characters anymore. And her ultimate's fusion damage resistance ignore is increased by another 15%. S4, the damage multiplier of her enhanced forage skill in her ultimate is increased by 125%. S5, her intro gives her a 15% ultimate damage bonus for 15 seconds. S6, all of these attacks ignore 30% of the enemy's defense. Her second skill gives her 100 forage stacks once every 20 seconds. You can use her enhanced forage skill even when you're not in her ultimate. And like the Trollkeeper, her enhanced intro, the nuke, doesn't end her buffs anymore. So instead of her S1, I would go for her signature weapon. I mean, it's guaranteed and there's no 50-50. And her S2 is a good stopping point, but you don't really need it. Let's get to her rotations. So your main goal is to use her ultimate as soon as possible to get the 100 forage stacks and all of her buffs, and to use her forage enhanced skill as soon as possible for her to stay on field when you swap off her. And then finally you want to fill her Consoro bar as fast as possible to switch to your main DPS and do more damage. I mean, you don't want to give your sub DPS a lot of field time. Alright, let's start with her first rotation first, the opener rotation. So no intro is needed since you always want to start your rotations with her first, unless you have the Showkeeper in your team. And yeah, I'll be honest, she has the easiest rotation in the game. So you first start with her skill and then use her ultimate for the 100 forage stacks. After her ultimate, you do a basic attack or skill to use up her forage stacks and activate her ultimate's buffs. You didn't do her 3 mid-air attacks, and don't forget to do a basic attack. After her third mid-air attack, for her enhanced heavy attack, we didn't use her forage enhanced skill last to get the most out of her 8 seconds field time. And yeah, outro to your next character. For the second rotation, where you have her intro, it's the same rotation. The only difference is that you don't need her skill anymore since her intro already gives her enough Consoro. And for the people who still don't get her rotation, you first start with her skill if you don't have her intro. You then use her ultimate and spam her basic attacks until her forage is full, and you get her enhanced forage skill, which will glow, and then you use it and swap off her. So yeah, pretty easy. As for the echo, if it's a summon echo, like the line one, then use it anytime you want, since it doesn't really interrupt her rotation. But if it's a transform echo, like the Nightmare Inferno Rider, use it after her forage enhanced skill or before her rotation. When it comes to her swap windows, keep in mind that you will lose her outro buff if you swap off the character, so she has 5 swap windows. Her basic attack or skill after you use her ultimate to use up the 100 forage stacks, her mid-air attack 2, her enhanced mid-air attack 3, enhanced heavy attack when you have an enhanced forage stack, and then finally her enhanced forage skill. Keep in mind that her mid-air attack 2 and mid-air attack 3 swaps will put you in mid-air when you swap off her. So she worth pulling. I mean, if you already have 2 fusion characters, then yeah, 100%. She's pretty easy to use. She also gives you 3 free dodges, and she's pretty fun to use. Oh yeah, and if you guys are still missing asteroids for your pulls, then shout out to Kuru Games for giving us asteroid codes. So they gave me a few to give away, and if you want to get one, then you can just join our Discord server. Link in the pinned comment, go to the giveaway channel, and then yeah, join the giveaway there and win some free asteroid codes. They gave me a lot, so I'm gonna have to do giveaways every few weeks now. And you can also get a free to play or forced to pay tag on our Discord server for free just by joining. You can use this tag everywhere. You can join our Discord server if you need help with anything in the game. You can ping the game helper role, and you won't ever miss free asteroid codes or events, or if you need help farming echoes. If this video helped you, then you can help me by liking and subscribing, and yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day or night, and thank you so much for watching.